Hey guys, back with another project. Building a chopper mini bike this time. I've been kind of saving up parts for another couple of projects, but haven't been able to get all the parts I need for those, so figured I'd start on this thing. I always wanted to build a bike with this style frame, just like a triangle here, and I think that's pretty cool. It's just something they did in the 60's. It's just going to be super basic. Got a little 3-horse Briggs here, and going to use a centrifugal clutch with a band brake on it. Just straight to the back wheel, no torque converter or jack shaft or anything, and no suspension. Might put some springs on the seat here, but it's gonna be on like an on-road bike anyway, so not gonna be trail riding with it or anything. So doesn't need too good of a suspension, and I might do something a little fancy with the handlebars. Not sure yet. Depends how much room I got to sit in there. I got these old tires, Carlisle double Indian heads. Got a nice vintage style. They're pretty dry rotted, but that's okay. I only got a half of a wheel though, so have to order another half of that, and probably just use a steel wheel on the back, or I might use those spoked wheels from that tractor I built, the little one that has the V-twin on it. I don't ride that too much, so I think I might take that engine off for another project and just use the parts anyway, so might use the wheels from that. We'll see how they look on here. Yeah, and started bending up the frame here. Just used my little bender I made, this one. Got the JD dies on it. It's just scrap metal. Got some 7/8 inch pipes here, tubing, and didn't really have enough for the whole frame, so I used some black pipe on it, like up to there. But it's good enough. I've used it before and it works okay. Got the sprocket here I made. I just copied another sprocket and gonna cut it out to match the wheels probably. Some designs in it, and get the hole right in the middle. And got the grips and stuff here. So it's just all parts I've had laying around. Figured I'd throw something together. Not doing much right now, so alright, I'll bring you back when I start looking like something. Alright, so it's going real good. Got the two sides of the frame welded together. I put the engine plate on first and got them all squared up to each other side to side, and then I did the neck here. To do that, I just clamped it to this pipe and pretty much just looked at it from the back here and got it centered up there, and then welded on an extra brace there. So that's all good. I'm gonna just put a 1/2 inch bolt in it with some bushings. I got these bushings here. So that's going real good. And I'm gonna use these wheels, the spoked ones. That's actually the front one. Gotta weld the sprocket on there, and change the tire on that one. But yep, and got the back axle tabs here. I actually made a little bit fancier ones right here, but they were too fancy, so I went with just a couple of tabs there. 5/8 axle here. The most important thing when you're putting together the back axle there is getting it level with the engine plate here, and in and out square with the front wheel. It's not as important if you got these slotted for the chain adjustment, but if it's just solid, then it's real important. So, and the forks too, you gotta have it set back and forth real straight, otherwise it'll kind of be crooked going down the road. And the rake angle doesn't matter as much. So next I'm gonna get that back sprocket welded on, and then I could figure out where exactly to put the engine side to side. And this one's a little tight forward and back here. Gonna have a little bit of a tight area here where the filter goes, so might have to modify one. See, it's quite tight in here, but I can make that work. Alright, so I got all this thing pretty much together now, except for the kickstand and the chain guard and stuff. Working on the fan brake here. I got a old crusty one here that I made a mount for. Goes on like that. So that'll be nice and simple. Now I can make a cover for it somehow. I got the sissy bar put on here. I made little pegs that come up to hold this straight, and I think it looks pretty good. I made the mounts under there. And the air filter, I modified it so that the outlet used to be in the middle here. I moved it to the back so I have more clearance there, and I have the lid for it too. Don't know if I showed you these forks yet. It's 1-inch tubing here, and I had already made these triple trees a couple of years ago for a different bike. I had to narrow them, and I used them on this bike, and I had to make the holes a little smaller too, and I welded the nut on the bottom. That made it a little easier. Put some caps on top here. And these springs aren't functional, they're just for show. A couple of washers. And crimp the ends. I have a crimping tool I made for that. It's just 2 plates of steel with a U cut in it. Squish it with the press. Alright. Alright, so I got a little more done. I welded on the foot peg bar here. So I'll just, it's not folding or anything, but I put it up high enough so it doesn't scrape. And I got some, I'll just put normal grips on it. I got some somewhere. And I put on the headlight here. It's just for show. I don't think I'm going to run a battery to it or anything, because the engine doesn't put off any power, so it doesn't light anything. I also made the kickstand. The spring goes on it from there to the bolt, and I'm gonna go under here like that. So I was originally gonna make it off the side here, but that's like the worst place you could put it for ground clearance, because when you're leaning it, that's where it scrapes and then you hit stuff. So it's gonna be nice and tucked up in there. And I still got to do a cover. I think I'm just going to make a bracket off of these two bolts, an L bracket, so that I could bolt it on down from the top like that. And just a basic cover. I might paint it fancy, or I was thinking maybe I'll cut out some flames in the back of it, because I did that once before and it was pretty cool. But it makes it really sharp, but it looks cool. Other than that, it's pretty much done. I might try a few different set of bars. These are pretty good. They're a little bit low for my knees, like they're about here, but there's enough room in there. And so I'm not sure if I want to put any different bars on it, because those seem to be working pretty good. I think I'm just going to do it a blue color. And I have vinyl wrap for the forks here for chrome, so I'm only gonna probably go up to here because it's not a very big piece and I can't do all this fancy stuff in there. I'll just do these, probably this part blue and these just silver. Alright, next video will probably be me riding it, see how it works. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.